Dear students, in the last class we have discussed about classification of restriction enzymes, DNA ligase enzyme and about polymerase enzymes. In this class, let us talk about the mechanism of production of rDNA or recombinant DNA. How recombinant DNA is produced or rDNA is produced. Mechanism of production of rDNA mainly includes 4 steps. One is by using the particular restriction enzyme, foreign DNA as well as the vector DNA are cut at specific point using same restriction enzyme. Using a specific restriction enzyme, cutting both foreign DNA as well as vector DNA. Foreign DNA and vector DNA or plasmid DNA. Because the same restriction enzyme makes the proper type of sticky ends, or it cuts the DNA, foreign DNA as well as vector DNA in such a way that both should have sticky ends and that sticky ends are complementary to each other. By the help of DNA ligase enzyme, we can fuse or join the foreign DNA with the vector DNA. So for this, we need to use same restriction enzyme, means only one particular restriction enzyme which is used to cut the foreign DNA as well as the same restriction enzyme is used to cut the vector DNA. And restriction enzyme cut the foreign DNA as well as vector DNA at specific point. By recognizing the recognition sequence, it cuts both the DNAs at specific point. Then next step is DNA ligase. DNA ligase enzyme is used, DNA ligase, molecular stitcher. DNA ligase enzyme is used to join, foreign DNA to vector DNA. It is used to join the foreign DNA to vector DNA. Both the DNAs are joined or ligated or joined by the help of the molecular stitcher that is called DNA ligase enzyme. DNA ligase enzyme is the molecular stitcher which is used to join or attach the foreign DNA or gene of our interest with the vector DNA. Next, third step is recombinant plasmids are transferred to the host cell and cultured. Next step is, after this, recombinant plasmids. Recombinant plasmids are transferred. Plasmids are transferred to the particular host. Transferred to host. It may be a E. coli or any bacterial cell or any microbial cell. Recombinant plasmids are then transferred to particular host and then it is cultured. Cultured means growing the host cell in a suitable culture medium. And for that we need to maintain sterile environment. Means there should not be any contamination. Sterile environment should be maintained. Then as this host cell multiply, the foreign DNA molecules are cloned. As the host cell multiplies, and to this host cell we have introduced recombinant plasmid. As the host cell multiplies, this foreign DNA molecules also gets multiplied, that is called cloned. As the host cell multiplies, the foreign foreign DNA means gene of our interest. Foreign DNA or gene of our interest are cloned. Means number of copies of foreign DNAs are also found inside the host cell. So these are the 4 major steps which comes under the production of rDNA, or mechanism of production of recombinant DNA involves mainly 4 steps. First one is by using a specific restriction enzyme, both foreign DNA as well as vector DNA are cut at specific site. Second step is using DNA ligase enzyme joining the foreign DNA to the vector DNA. Third step is recombinant plasmids are transferred to the particular host cell, then it is cultured. Fourth step, as the host cell multiplies, the foreign DNA are cloned. First, let us discuss about these steps in detail one by one. The first step includes cutting the foreign DNA. First step, cutting the foreign DNA or isolating the foreign DNA or gene of our interest. How we can isolate and how we can separate the gene of our interest. How we can isolate or how we can separate the foreign DNA or gene of our interest. First step is the separation and isolation of DNA fragments. Separation and isolation of DNA fragments. Separation and isolation of DNA fragments means gene of our interest is present along with other genes. We have to select gene of our interest, then we have to isolate it and we have to separate. We have to separate gene of our interest from other genes and then we have to isolate. We have to take out gene of our interest from its genome. The separation and isolation of DNA fragments, this step is important. Usually, they will ask about separation and isolation of DNA fragments for 3 marks or also for 5 marks. This is important. Separation and isolation of DNA fragments includes mainly gel electrophoresis technique. The DNA molecules or gene of our interest can be extracted from viruses, plants and animals. Gene of our interest may be present in the plant body, in the animal body or in any microbial body. First, we need to treat the viruses, plants or animals with restriction endonuclease enzyme to cut the DNA molecules into fragments. First step is using restriction endonuclease enzyme or treating the bacterial cell or microbial cell or viral cell or plant cell or animal cell from which we are extracting the gene of our interest with restriction endonuclease. Suppose gene of our interest is present in the body of a plant. Then we need to treat that plant cell with restriction endonuclease enzyme. Because restriction endonuclease enzyme cut the DNA molecule into fragments, into various fragments. Restriction endonuclease enzyme cut the DNA at specific point and it forms many fragments. Fragments means small stretches of DNA, that is called fragments. After that, these DNA fragments can be separated by gel electrophoresis techniques. DNA fragments Next step is separation of DNA fragments. DNA fragments are separated. DNA fragments are separated using gel electrophoresis. Using gel electrophoresis technique. Electrophoresis is a technique which is used for the separation of molecules that differ in size, charge and conformation. Electrophoresis is a technique which is used for the separation of molecules which are differ in size, charge and conformation. Means for the separation of molecules or fragments using electrophoresis, the fragments or molecules should have different sizes or different charges or conformations. Here, based on the sizes of DNA fragments, here fragments are separated using electrophoresis. And DNA fragments are negatively charged. DNA fragments are negatively charged and they can be separated by forcing them to move towards anode. Positively charged anode under an electric field through a medium or matrix. DNA fragments are negatively charged. DNA fragments are negatively charged. Hence, they are forced to move. They are forcefully forced to move towards anode. Forcefully, they are moved towards anode, which is positively charged. Under an electric field through a medium or matrix. The most commonly used matrix in case of electrophoresis is agarose gel. Agarose gel is used as a matrix. The most common matrix used in electrophoresis technique is agarose gel. Hence it is called gel electrophoresis. And this agarose is a natural polymer extracted from seaweeds. Agarose is a natural polymer which is extracted from seaweeds. Then the DNA fragments get separated. Then they move towards the anode according to their molecular size through the sieving effect by the agarose gel. According to the size, the DNA fragments get separated in case of gel electrophoresis technique. That means the smaller fragments move faster compared to the larger fragments. Smaller fragments move faster or move further compared to the larger fragments. The smaller fragments always move further away as compared to the larger fragments towards the anode. Means, for example, here anode is present. Then smaller fragments move further. Means they move very close to anode compared to larger fragments. See, these are larger fragments. Larger fragments are unable to move towards anode, whereas the smaller fragments are moved very close to anode. The separated DNA fragments can be visualized or observed only after staining with a compound called ethidium bromide. The separated DNA fragments can be visualized, or we can observe the separated DNA fragments using the stain using the stain called ethidium bromide. Using the stain called ethidium bromide. Using ethidium bromide coloring agent, ethidium bromide, we can observe the separated DNA fragments, and we have to use the stain ethidium bromide, and after that we need to expose the gel plate to UV radiations, ultraviolet radiations. By using agarose gel, we can separate the DNA fragments. The smaller fragments move further as compared to the larger fragments, but we cannot observe the separated DNA fragments without using any stain. For that we need to use a staining compound that is called ethidium bromide, and after adding the ethidium bromide we need to expose the gel plate to ultraviolet radiations. The DNA fragments which appear as bright orange colored bands, when we use this ethidium bromide stain and when we expose the gel plate to UV radiations, then DNA fragments appear as bright orange colored bands. Then the separated DNA bands are cut out from the agarose gel. Because these fragments are attached to agarose gel, so we need to cut out the DNA fragments, separated DNA fragments or separated bands of the DNA from the agarose gel, then extract it from the gel piece. That is called elution, the separation of bands of DNA. Elution means the separation of bands of DNA from agarose gel, and extraction of DNA from agarose gel or gel is called as elution. Separation of bands of the DNA from agarose gel and extraction of DNA from the gel is called as elution. Thus we will obtain the DNA fragments. After elution we will get the DNA fragments which are then purified and used in the construction of rDNA by joining them with the cloning vector. After elution we will get the DNA fragments. After that we need to purify the DNA fragments. Then, for example, consider these are the purified DNA fragments. Then these DNA fragments are used in the construction of rDNA. For that, consider this is a vector DNA. We need to join this DNA fragment to the vector DNA like this. Consider this is a gene of our interest, and this is a cloning vector. Then after joining this we will get rDNA or recombinant DNA. This is about separation and isolation of DNA fragments using gel electrophoresis technique. In the next class we will discuss about the cloning vectors. What are cloning vectors and their functions in the preparation of rDNA. These things we will discuss in the next class. And separation and isolation of DNA fragments is important. Thank you.